Y'all got stylish today.
Today.
Shout out to my stylist, Chelsea.
My bad. Y'all. Keep it
We gonna try to fake like we don't be consistently cute on this jacket.
I know. See, that's why you can't say nothing to a woman. You tell a woman.
Yes.
I tell a woman at work she look pretty. I said, you look pretty today. Oh, I don't look pretty every day? Whatever.
Damn.
Okay, that was me being facetious. She's probably not even really
doing
pretty.
too much.
Was she really pretty though? Was she actually pretty or were you just being nice?
No, so I am nice sometimes with women who don't look pretty because you never know how someone's day is going. Like sometimes they
I get it, but like let's not get ahead of ourselves though.
Like, I don't want to be rude.
Like I saw you. She wasn't ugly, and I was like, sir.
She's not ugly.
She's definitely ugly. Well, then we have there must be two uglies.
No. See, I believe that people are unattractive. I've seen her. I don't think she's ugly at all. I've seen. You could throw some names out there.
And she doesn't line her lips with her lipstick, and it's so frustrating.
Okay, guys.
I've seen some ugly people.
All right, what's up, y'all? Okay, wait a minute. Welcome to the Sabre Show Live, where we control our own narratives and have the conversations that we need to have in order to empower our community. I'm your host, Sabre. This is my co-host, Yada, and my co-host, Sean. And let's get started today. Today's episode is brought to you by 1804, The Hidden History of Haiti. 1804 is a documentary that recently was released. It's on Amazon, 1804.com. They actually released the movie in theaters a few weeks ago across the country, like in selected theaters or whatever. It's by the same guy, Tariq Nasheed, who did Hidden Colors. Have y'all heard of him?
Yeah, I have.
Yes. So the 1804 documentary is pretty much about the Haitian Revolution, the only slave revolt that actually really went through well. Like it actually, they actually was able to free themselves. And there was no white savior. So that's why you don't see any media coverage on this film, even though it's the #1 DVD on Amazon.
Makes sense.
Yes. And it's independent, Black owned and controlled, all that good stuff. So make sure you go check out 1804, The Hidden History of Haiti on 1804movie.com and Amazon.com. Your fart. I'm kidding. It wasn't me though. That's funny. No, you.
Hold on, Yada. Hold on.
You're fine.
Someone's phone just went off. Who was it?
It was definitely him.
My little friend.
It was definitely him.
It's all good.
You still in probation.
Speaking of phones, y'all please explain. There was a picture. We're gonna put the picture up now.
You wouldn't think we planned that. That's just like
right. Honestly, look at God.
That was the flow of the show. Shout out to the flow.
Right. The Lord wanted this to come into place. Like, okay, yes. So yeah, I know y'all saw that meme that was on social media, and it was like the guy and the girl on a date, and there at the table, the drinks were on there, and her phone is face down, and his phone is face up, and someone captioned it and said, "Only crazy bitches know what's wrong with this picture." First of all, no, but yeah,
I must be crazy.
I'm definitely aware of what the issue is. So we're kind of talking about the problem between men and women, guys putting their phone down, face down when they're around their girl, like they don't want them to see the notifications pop up on the screen. So I mean, fellas, what's good? Fella. What's good, Sean? Fella?
Why you gotta see what's in my phone?
It's not about seeing it's not even about having to see what's in your phone, but it's when you feel like you're hiding something that's in your phone, that's kind of suspect.
Maybe I'm hiding something.
That's super suspect.
And that's not
Do you think your significant other should know everything
that's
going on?
It's not about
knowing
everything, but it's like when you look like you're hiding something, that's suspect. Like,
no,
I don't have to know everything, but when you can, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have to know what time you eat, but when you over there nibbling in the bed, not here, why you gotta hide?
No, but I agree with you, but that's what I'm saying.
Maybe
I'm not looking like maybe I'm intentionally hiding. How about if I'm planning a proposal to you? I don't want you to see it.
And your phone, every time we go to eat, you gotta put a face
with your aunt and your sister.
Okay,
I'm
okay, so bringing it in context, we don't know the full context of that picture.
Right, I sincerely doubt that.
Right,
yeah.
But
see,
in his defense, I think the picture was of a rapper, and so it was A Boogie, right? If I'm not mistaken, it was A Boogie.
I honestly
the
don't know what he
rapper.
looks like.
And you know, a musical artist, their phone could be going off like all the time, so he might have the face down because it might be lighting up.
Well, you should probably put it in your pocket.
Or it's a distraction. He want to focus is so. I'm with this beautiful woman. Man, forget business right now.
But that shit don't do not disturb. My thing is because for me to sit there and keep going off.
But
really? But you left it face down, so if you're not checking, you're not gonna know. She got a special vibrate pattern.
Okay, but what if like, okay, it's just like a Vlad TV calling, so I'm gonna ignore that. But oh wait, if it's Capitol Records, I'll have to go take that call in the bathroom.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but my thing is, I can get why. This is the thing. I never said it was a guarantee that a man was being sneaky. But first of all, whose side are you on? You know what I'm saying?
She's on the fair side.
I'm on the woman's side.
Let's turn this way.
No.
Let's pivot.
No.
Wow.
So, yeah. No, see, my thing is, I'm not saying that it's a guarantee, it's automatic he's being sneaky. My thing is perception is everything. So if it's perceived that way, or if it makes her feel like you're hiding something, it's one thing about minding your own business, as in being mindful of your own personal business or maintaining a degree of privacy. It's completely separate when you're just deliberately hiding stuff. For me, I feel like there's a difference between that, and there's a line between the two. So I just feel like the guys were like, their ego was just like, well, why you need to see this? And I'm looking at it like this. Like, if you're doing something and it's nothing, then it should be nothing for you not to do it if it makes her feel more comfortable.
Let me tell you something about women, okay? Because I've dated a few. Okay? It doesn't matter what you do. Like, if you're not comfortable with something, you're not going to be comfortable with it. You can take the certain precautions to do it, because, like, I feel like it's something so minor in a relationship, and I feel like most significant,
what, cheating?
Well, we don't get to decide. It's case sensitive. We don't get to decide. True. We don't know that person's history. You might have been somebody who did some dirt before. She might be trying to forgive you and move past it, and then you doing maneuvers like that. I'm gonna tell you like this: the reason why I feel like niggas do that shit because they being sneaky is because whenever I've done it, it's because I was being sneaky.
Oh, so you were doing it?
Yeah,
that's like you have history.
Yes, I've done it to be when I'm being sneaky. So
maybe
I feel
that's
like
why I really can't relate to it. So that's why I'm not as well versed in this. You know what I mean? So
Harry wholesome. Okay.
No, because you must have been like cheating before.
No, I've definitely cheated. But it's like, man, if you want to go look for it, if you want to go digging for gold, you want to strike it. Like, I'm not going.
Should necessarily go digging. It's something about when someone makes you feel like they really just don't want you to see what's popping up on their phone. It's like, it's one thing. Okay, I'm not asking to see it, but I'm way more inclined to be like, who was that? If you like and turn it, you get a text, you look and turn it face down. It's like,
at what point of your
who that? And I'm not even a snoop.
At what point can you start asking questions? It's just like,
it depends on how
I can see husband and wife.
Yeah.
Wow. Is this boyfriend and girlfriend? Is this talking?
Yeah,
this is
beyond,
doesn't that make a difference?
Beyond talking, absolutely. I would feel like you gotta at least be my man. Like, I'm not gonna like, if we're not exclusive, I really don't technically have the right to question a lot of things that you do. We haven't made a commitment.
So that goes to say
context. That goes to the context of the situation.
We don't really we don't really know what
we don't, but it was thought provoking and whatnot. Yeah. But guys were in a rage, like, why y'all need to see everything that's in dude's phone? If you don't trust him, then you shouldn't be fucking him. I'm just like, okay, you need to relax because you're probably the one who's hiding something.
And at the end of the day, the whole thing of it all is because the phone was face down, hers was faced up. They were at dinner.
It looks like she's being transparent and he's being like,
or she don't have no friends.
No,
she don't have no business.
Stuff. It looked like her stuff was right here. Her phone was right here. His phone was right there. It just looks like that if something popped up, she just would have been.
And do you know that it's natural for you to look like Sabre when before we set up, your phone was sitting right here. Your phone vibrated. It's out of habit. I'm not trying to be nosy. Yeah. Your phone, both of our phones are on the tape. You hear a phone go off. You look to see if it's natural.
But look,
you don't even have to be snooping.
You guys are women. How about if it was a notification that was just like important to her that she maybe didn't want you to see, so maybe that's why she would have put her face down.
We said that already.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, so I don't want to stay on this topic long. All right.
Right.
Say if your significant other, if you wanted them to put them at ease, they said, "Oh, can I see who texts you? Would you let them see your text?"
Yes.
I mean, honestly, it's. I don't have an issue with it, especially because I don't have anything to hide.
My boyfriend has a fingerprint on my phone.
Oh yeah, you have more than two?
I have I got my thumbs, my index finger. He got a thumb, and Riley got.
I heard you. Yada, your turn.
What? My turn as far as what?
If he said, "Man, let me see your text."
I mean, I would rather you just ask, to be honest, because you know what I'm saying. At least we have that. If I'll give you transparency so that you can trust me. I might fit internally. I wouldn't probably project it, but I might feel some type of way that you feel like you gotta do that. But I mean, if it's gonna put you at ease, hey, by all means, do what you gotta do.
Gotcha.
But I'm not a snoop. I don't do that. But
gotcha. I mean, everyone says you're not a snoop.
No, I've literally never went in a man's phone. I had my ex's passcode for 4 years. I never one time went in his phone. I could have done it anytime. In hindsight,
so I have his passcode.
I had it just because I knew it. I've seen him put it in a million times, and not even on purpose. But his son is always going to his phone, so it's like I know it as a backup. But I never had a reason to. I'm not a snoop. Yeah. The only time I snooped was back in the day. I hacked one MySpace back in the day, and I did find him in the inbox telling big bitches he was going to put them to sleep. So
you're retired snoop.
And when I mean big, I mean like hefty. He was telling fat chicks he was going to put them to sleep. No, that was the one time in life.
When is that alive?
He was telling fat chicks he was going to put them to sleep, girl. Like put them to sleep.
I
was like, well, maybe I'm not your type, okay? And that was just the end of that. But that's the one time that I ever snooped in my life. Lesson learned.
So basically, fellas, keep your phone face up because you're cheating if you don't.
You're suspect.
You're probably still cheating, but I mean, like all the
so let that.
You just being hot, like no. It's like no.
No, but yeah. So that was that controversy with that whole picture, face up, face down situation. I don't know. What say you? I mean, if it's a big deal, then or if it's not a big deal, whatever. I don't know. I just would feel some type of way if somebody goes out of their way. But
if you say it's nothing, then it should be nothing for you not to do. If you're like, well, why you can't? It don't make no big deal. Okay, well then fix it. That kind of could go either direction. Gotcha. If it's nothing, then
everything a big deal with y'all.
Have y'all?
Are we grouping? Are we doing this? Are we collectively lumping us into? Oh, okay.
Yes, this time I am. I was not trying to pay attention. I was trying to keep strap.
Just get one little double-breasted olive sweater.
Whoa, you joning? I'm about to
boy.
No, okay. Look, staying on track.
Sorry.
But no, okay. So everybody's seen the video, or if you haven't seen the video, I'll play it the clip right now. So there's a video surfaced, I think last week, of a woman, a drunk white woman who assaulted this police officer at this Miami U game. And a lot of people had a lot to say about it. What did you guys think about that video?
She slapped and she got slapped. And it was really that was it. You deserved it. You lucky it wasn't a 3-piece combo with a biscuit and a side.
He could have ended her.
He gave you one.
He gave her like a little
He gave you a
warning shot.
He gave you a drum
warning
stick.
shot.
It could have been a 3-piece combo.
So y'all don't think he went too far?
Not at all.
Like
no,
I agree.
He was well within his rights, and that's the problem. They be going off on these officers, and these officers don't even be trying. You know what I'm saying? Like the white officers, they be letting white people get away with murder. Right. White people be having guns. They be taking their guns, and you still trying to apprehend them alive.
And whether it's a woman or a man, once someone attacks you, you don't know what their intent is, so you have to protect yourself.
And you also don't know what they have on them. You don't know anything else. At that point,
I agree.
It just looks bad because he's a black man. She's a white woman.
Exactly.
That's why.
Well, she should have kept her white hands to herself. She wouldn't have got slapped.
Should you think she should be charged? Do you think she should be charged?
Absolutely. Yes. You assaulted a police officer. If we did it, we wouldn't be here.
Well, she actually got a felony battery charge on a police officer.
Good.
So. I think it's a felony because he was a police officer. That's
it is.
They don't play around with police officers.
Absolutely. Because if one of us had did it, we would be a hashtag right now.
Exactly.
If the tables were turned, we'd be a hashtag.
We get killed for way less.
And she didn't do it once. She did it twice. So it's not like he let the first one go. Then it's like, okay.
You try to go back for the repeat.
There were a lot of people saying like, oh, you shouldn't put your hands on a woman no matter what. And
Sweetie,
I'm like,
women, keep your hands. Do not square with anybody. Don't raise your hands to somebody you don't want to fight. She probably should have kept her hands to herself. Don't hit a man because off reflex alone, you might get staggered.
Yeah.
Right. I was looking up this the articles of this, and I just wanted to see, what the media was saying about it. There were a lot of headlines saying, cop knocks out girl in Miami football game. Slaps thrown on devastating slap cop throws devastating punch at female football fan. Police officer filmed punching a woman in Miami College.
See, what I don't like is how the narrative is geared towards him and his action and not it being a reaction. So he was reacting. He wasn't proactively beating her up.
The first statement should have been, white woman
slap pop and gets what she deserves.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
So, and gets what she deserves.
It's all about the media. It's all about word.
And thank God, fortunately for us, we have a show where we control our own narratives.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
so
caption.
We have a new headline for that story, and it reads, "Unruly woman assaults police officer while doing his job to keep the public safe."
Yes.
I like that.
I love it. I enjoy it. It's beautiful.
So, she got felony charges. And from what I talked to a lot of police officers, and they said that if they're ever assaulted, either hit, spat at, punched, slap, or whatever, they got one shot.
Oh yeah, that's it. You're not gonna get
like reflexatory strike, and they better make it good.
You can't just beat shorty up. But he made it count.
Right, he made it count. You got one reflexatory strike or whatever the case is, and then you have to continue to do your job.
And that's what he did.
That.
He still carried.
And that takes a great deal of discipline,
Maturity,
honestly, because
it really
on average in the street, somebody hit you ready to pop off and just you throw them things.
They're still human.
Very poised, exactly. Very poised though. So it's good. You got felony charges and a hell of a headache. Probably a nice little shiner that you're gonna have to.
Probably drinking probably had like a pitcher like Bud Light or something.
You know how they do.
Yeah, mixed with white privilege, and she felt like it was gonna be sweet. But that's what they do. It's just like the girl who the white lady who beat up the other white lady in that little hotel lobby or something. The racist chick she was calling the management niggers and stuff, and the white girl just was like so fed up. She sat down, she took her shoes off, she got up and beat the dog because the girl got in her face and she hit her first.
She got in her business.
You put your hands on me, bitch, and beat the brakes off of shorty. Like
if you don't want to get hit,
don't hit.
Keep your hands to yourself.
Men, just keep your hands to yourselves. You gotta talk to these people like you talk to your kids.
Mama said, don't raise your hands to nobody you don't want to square up with. Realistically,
Pretty
if
much.
you hit him, be prepared to square up because he might. I'm not basing this off of what someone should or shouldn't do. Sure, I can say he shouldn't hit me back. He can't unless he has no arms. Yes, he can, and he will. And even then, he might headbutt the shit out of you.
If you do something first, you know what I'm saying?
So no, I want to continue to not have a swollen eye while I'm on this show. So no.
Well. Moving on from that, around this time last year, the world almost came to an end when Donald Trump was elected president. And I can't say that.
Thanks a lot, white people.
Right. And I think it would have happened either way. We just seeing it more now because I don't think it would have been much better under another Clinton regime either. But since this Trump situation came about and he's the president now, Black people have learned a lot from this situation, and it's brought us closer together in a lot of ways. Just like Dr. Boyce Watkins said that Trump presidency brought more Black people together than Dr. King and Malcolm X combined. So, there is a silver lining in all of this, and we're going to talk about basically what Black people have learned from, the country. With
it's just unfortunate. It's kind of like it's unfortunate that it took a death in the country. It's kind of like when someone dies in your family and everyone wants to get together now. This is really how I look at it. Like everyone got closer, but it took something this severe. My God.
Yeah, for sure.
Like there's literally if we just dealt with social media alone, it's not even attacking the real situations. There's literally a Trump tweet for every situation. And someone was making flip-flops now. And it would have an old tweet where he was just completely reckless and then a contradictory tweet from this year. And it's a one on each slide. This is really...
I don't know if we've learned anything. It's just I don't think Black people have learned anything. I think other people. We've always known this.
But we're starting to see that
these... see a lot more.
Yeah, because a lot of these closet racists are a lot more overt now because of him. And they feel like, they have this platform to stand on now because it's Trump is our president. They get ballsy.
But what would you say that you learned?
Well, one of the first
Where you're learning who these closet racists really are.
You're learning that a lot of white supremacists out here, suspected white supremacists, these racists, they don't just wear white hoods anymore. They don't just tote Confederate flags.
But you knew that already.
But you're finding them in places
I know a lot,
yeah.
but I'm talking about as a whole. We learned that they are teaching our children in the schools. They are on the jury. They are in the judge chambers.
Right.
They are, serving us our food. They are at our jobs. They're on our Facebook timelines.
Oh,
you know what I'm
God.
saying? So you're learning that they're everywhere.
Man, if you play Call of Duty, them little white kids.
Oh my God! Yes, though.
And I'm not trying. But you know, with the sentences that they hand down, black like men, like. Yeah. I won't say we learned, maybe, you know,
we learned
but see, you know, a lot of people aren't that woke, to be honest. You'd be surprised how many people feel like because they haven't personally dealt with racism, like in your face overt racism,
if it doesn't affect someone,
they don't bother with it. So it's like now seeing this as consistently as it's kind of waking some people up, like, wow, like I didn't really, you know, it's like you don't want to be like, I didn't know it still existed on that level. Right. Like, wow, this is actually happening. Like,
a lot of people thought that we were post-racist because we had Obama. You know what I'm saying? And that's not true.
What I learned is, man, if you got money, you're really invincible. You're untouchable.
Yeah, anybody can be
as
president.
Far as being, anyone can be president.
Right.
Authorities.
You don't need job experience.
These raping these women. Like, if you have money, you basically have, like, the green light to do whatever
it's the whole path
you want to do. You don't have to have
everything.
education. You don't have to have logic. You don't have to make sense. You can be crude. You can be ignorant. But if you have money,
you're
white. Mm-hmm. Especially if you have money and you're white.
Because he's really horrible.
He's a horrible. It's not even to the point of being a horrible president. He's a horrible human being. Like he's just like a shitty person. And it's just like I can't believe that this happened. Like I'm still like seriously. Like
one thing I don't even really think he's like racist. I know that
he definitely is.
I mean, I think anyone who's not like him, I think all those lower class, like white people in the Midwest who like work those like steel jobs, he don't like them either.
But you know he's racist because he has a history of not renting out his condos to black people and stuff like that, putting like red lines on them or whatever because of their color of their skin or their race. And that's racist.
It's funny that you bring them up though, because those are the main ones who voted for him.
Yeah,
because he made them feel that he was going to bring these jobs back to the U.S. and he was going to get those rural workers to these warehouse and factory jobs. And then what happened? Now they're like on Twitter, I voted for you. And
they're not that smart. All they were doing was relying on their whiteness. They're just saying like, okay, well, if he's preaching the rhetoric that we want to hear, he shouldn't want it. But they're so dumb, they'll still support him if he ran again. They're just dumb. And speaking of the voters, another thing that we learned is the black votes. Well, I don't know if we learned it or everybody else learned it, but the black vote does matter a lot. This election, we kind of sat out of it. We're like, nah, like we don't like Hillary and we don't like Trump. We're not going to vote for nobody for the lesser of two evils. If the Democrats aren't going to do anything for us but tell us how bad the Republicans are, then just but the Democratic. Right, but even the Democratic Party, we learned that they are crooked as hell because most Democrats wanted Bernie Sanders. The Democratic Party was so in bed with Hillary that they went ahead and just was like, yeah, we don't care about what the people want. We want to get Hillary in there because that's who we cool with.
So do you think voting really matters?
The presidential vote, not until you have money behind your vote. Like our vote as black people right now, it matters because we can pool together and pool our vote, but we have nothing behind it. We're not funding these politicians. Right. We're just saying like, can you like to sing with us? You want to come to our church? You want to, you know what I'm saying, talk about black stuff? You want to, you know what I'm saying, play the saxophone? Oh, you down, we'll vote for you. Yeah. So until we learn how to put our money together and put our resources together behind a person and say, if you do X, Y, and Z for us, because we need this for our community, then we'll back you. No matter if you're Democrat, Republican, Independent, whatever, we have so much of a loyalty for the Democrats and they have not done shit for us for decades.
This may be a very unpopular opinion. Trump ran an excellent campaign.
No, he was smart.
No, like, he did a strategy. Well, you know why? Because Hillary was too busy holding hands with fucking Mary J. Blige, and instead of being down in them rural areas where he was, appealing to those people who don't give a shit about nothing but getting their jobs. She missed like 4 key cities that she was supposed to. I mean, she just ran like a bag campaign. What's wild is that the black vote was low key in the bag for Hillary, just off the strength that it wasn't going to be in the bag for Trump. That's preaching to the choir almost. It's like you need to go appeal to the people who don't want to vote for you.
She was trying to piggyback on Obama, and because we went so hard for Obama that she thought she was going to pick that up. So that's why she didn't go to some of those states.
Like,
a lot of those states went from.
Because I didn't forget how bad she dragged Obama.
My thing is, you out here because he was our ops. But I'm like, you out here holding hands, singing Negro spiritual, sweetheart. We not the ones you need to worry about. And her emphasis and her focus was in the wrong direction from day one, and that's where she went left.
And plus, that didn't work for us like it usually does. These millennials coming up, we're the ones who are like, yeah, you can sing with my grandmother, but that we're not falling for that shit. You're not trying to do something for us. We're not rocking.
And then she wasn't appealing to those middle aged and older white men who really just don't feel like a woman can do the job.
Well, technically, she probably didn't go for that because she was like, okay, they're too far gone. I'm not going to. Just like Trump, he focused on that Rust Belt. He didn't try to get, the millennials. He didn't try to get the liberals because he like, okay, we know that we ain't going to get them. So let's really focus on what we really got.
And remember with Obama, a lot of our black celebs, entertainers, they were rocking with him since day one.
Campaigning and everything.
She got the last 2 weeks. People were like Beyonce and JayZ, they came in the last week.
But then they was in the pictures
it wasn't genuine. You know what I'm saying?
No.
It felt like she was just
because we really didn't want her.
Yeah.
Right. We really were a lesser of two evils sort of
Bernie.
Situation. To be honest, that's what it really was. If we gotta pick between y'all, I guess it's gonna be.
She's not even a less. Look at what she did to Haiti. Look at what she did to our black men.
And when they mean lesser, they mean more so in political experience more than anything. Because now we have somebody in office who really just knows nothing. But he's a peon. You know what I'm saying? And he's just doing the GOP's bidding is what he's doing, and they're able to make those moves and use him as the front running idiot basically because he doesn't know anything and he doesn't really have at this juncture in life. All he's trying to do is undermine everything that Obama did.
And that brings us to the next thing that we've learned in general from this presidency. One, we learned that the Trump supporters got nothing that was promised to them. Obamacare still exists. There's no wall. Do you have anything to add to that? Nothing he said. There are no jobs.
All he's doing is undermining.
He went the love and hip hop route.
For sure. He's a reality star.
It's entertainment. No matter how bad we talk about it.
He said what you wanted to hear and he has not delivered at all. Yeah. And now
he's a wow factor.
Now you're mad. Thumbs ablaze on Twitter I voted for you and you didn't do. Well, duh, dummy.
Most of
even when they had the debate for all the Republicans, they had 12 candidates. And no matter what, the camera just kept going back, focusing on him.
Because he's a fucking buffoon. He's a tiny hand orange toupee rocking buffoon. That's what he is. And they love entertainment. That's really what he was.
But you know what they say? A person is smart, but people are stupid. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
It's just
that was proven. That's what we learned. That's what we learned. Because collectively, seriously?
Right. And another thing that came out of this was that we learned that there are just as many racists out here as there were in the Jim Crow era. Nothing has changed except for some people were more covert.
I really think women are smarter than men.
You're right.
It was amazing to me how many women, no matter what color, voted for him. He's really
because they gonna rock with their race before they rock with their gender.
But that's
honest.
So crazy to me.
Except for black women.
I think that you would take a personal
really the white women because
as a woman. You know what I'm saying? Before you freak talking about colors.
At the end of the day, they're you know what? In there because it's so ingrained in them that a man has to do the job. So they, as much as they fight for women, they don't really feel like a woman can do the job.
And another thing too is that this whole white feminist thing, or a lot of these white supremacist females, and all white women are not white supremacist females, just to put that out there, but there are a lot of them who are, because more white women voted for Trump than white men. And that even goes back into the slave times, because people think that, it was the man that was whooping and beating and doing all of these things to the slaves, but the women were just as venomous towards black people, if not more. Even in the feminist movement where they were bringing all the women together, so-called, we're going to do women's issue things. We're going to do this for women and that for women, and black women, you come on with us too. And really, at the end of the day, they only started the feminist movement because they didn't want blacks to get equal treatment before them. They okay, don't,
right now we're not
can oppress people, but don't oppress us. Don't give them niggas rights before you give us rights. Yep, that's how it started. So they never really had an intention, even though they're considered a minority just like us. When you see minority this, minority that, you think it's black, you think it's Latino, but it's really white women and gay white men too. But a lot of these white women who are considered minorities want these white supremacists in in place. They want them in power. They just don't like white extremism. You know, but they'll sacrifice a little extremism just so that,
they can keep those individuals.
They can keep the whole,
absolutely,
white supremacy thing in line.
They sick though. Yeah. And the same women who were constantly lying on black people to get them lynched and get them.
For sure.
It's you don't put nothing past them. But it's just, it's like you're surprised, but you're not surprised. It's like, wow, but should have figured.
Right.
But it's really sick though. Like, just the fact that a lot of them, it's just funny seeing the transition though, because us as black people, we sit back and we watch all of these Trump supporters. Some of them are diehard; they will defend his ignorant ass to the death because it's ingrained in them to be that stupid. The other ones are kind of just like, wow, they got the weebay.
Yeah,
like they really thought they were gonna get all these. Like, you really thought he was gonna pull up and build this wall between us and Mexico, the same Mexico that offered support during Hurricane Harvey. Like, are you kidding me?
A lot of people don't want to admit that they're wrong, because I believe a lot of those people regret it, but they went so hard for them and their stance, they just can't move in it. Like,
can't
in
handle
their head,
that egg on their face.
They're not going to say, oh yeah, we were wrong, but they're like, yo, what the fuck did I just do? Like, that's fucking crazy. I was 100% wrong.
Yeah.
So
I don't see how you couldn't see it when it was happening. Like, it's so, like, what? I mean, I just feel like because of him, I honestly should be able to apply for any job in this planet and get it. I don't give a shit what my background is, because what?
I got an interview with NASA tomorrow, so.
If you
astronaut,
you better get that shit.
I mean, why not? I mean, they got to train me anyway.
Right.
Honestly.
And that's why I never got that. You got to go through all of this school just so that you can get there, and then they train you to do the job anyway. But anyway.
Just start applying places. If you think you can't get the job,
shoot your shot.
You can.
And then get a side hustle too. Fuck. Don't, because when that job quits you gotta have something to fall back on.
Facts.
But anyway, not to get off on a tangent on that entrepreneurship, because I can go all night on that. But one of the biggest takeaways from a Trump presidency for me is realizing there's no minority togetherness. There's no camaraderie with the Latinos or the Asians or whatever, even though we're all in this so-called minority pool, which we are not, because we black people, melanated people, whether you're melanated from the Dominican Republic or melanated from a part of Asia, whatever, if you have melanin in your skin, we're the global majority. So we shouldn't even go by that. But anyway, a lot of people don't know that the only people who are not considered minority are straight white men. Literally everybody is considered a minority. And it's not fair to us, because those benefits are supposed to be for the people who built this country, but the other brothers and sisters of ours, from Mexico, whatever, they're just as racist as the white supremacists. They are on team white supremacy. A lot of Asians, team white supremacy. A lot of people who come over here and classify as white are team white supremacy. And they want us to jump on a bandwagon when Trump wants to build a wall or to send them back to wherever they came from. And we're just sitting back because he's trying to really just reverse everything Obama did. And it's showing that Obama didn't do anything for us, because we're not really nothing. We never get the backlash off of what Trump is doing, because Obama never did anything for us. But all of these groups that Trump has done things for, that Obama has done things for, Trump is kind of like, it's like slapping him in the face. And I just learned that a lot of these other races are team white supremacy. And I really didn't realize that before this election, honestly.
Don't nobody fuck with black people.
But a lot of black people fuck with everybody else. How many black people do y'all know that think that Hispanics are in the same boat as us?
It's right. It's just like,
it's not
I definitely don't. I don't. But it's just like when that video went around on social media, and it was the black guy who was hugging the Nazis. Like, yeah, you're not gonna hug me. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
Somebody get him the fuck out.
But even still, don't even stage that shit. What are you doing? That's the problem. We can never get the right thing, because we always trying to blend in and assimilate with these motherfuckers. Man, fuck that. We not hugging them. These niggas are crazy.
You know what? They
take
somebody who has nothing, put money in their pocket. It's so many people that got a price. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And that's why.
But I don't even want that imagery out there. Like, are you kidding me?
And that's one thing I liked about when I saw the 1804 movie. that was one of the first things that the leaders in the slave revolt did was get them coons the fuck out of here. Like they were killing the coons
cold
first,
cooning.
so they can continue to go ahead with the revolt. But they got the coons. I'm telling you, they got the coons out of here first
because that's
always the downfall of the revolt.
Because you still want to be them. You want to be like them.
This is what happens.
They
get somebody really weak, right? Coach them up. Put them in front of a screen. So when they're saying some wild shit, you know what I'm saying? You know what white people say? Well, they feel that way.
Right.
Why can't everyone else, feel that way?
You somehow become the representation for all of us
majority.
With your coon ass. But that made me so
it's not a new tactic. They've been doing this tactic for so long.
Absolutely. But it made me so sick because I'm just like, why are you so pressed to hug these Bama's? Like, what you mean?
Yeah.
Please. You want to hate black people? Bet. But my thing is, what we're not going to do is sit here and we ain't got to be no intermingling of none of this shit, man.
And a lot of these white people, they'll take that picture and run with it versus that's one dude out of the other dude who was beating Nazis up for being in their neighborhood, threatening their people, whatever. That's swept under the rug. But the one who hugs them, protest, hugging the police or hugging the Nazis,
get that out of here, man.
Whether they staged it or not, some people are just coons. Which brings us to the last thing that we learned is cooning don't get you far. Because you see a lot of people that was cooning before the Trump presidency and stuff, Stacey Dash, they got the fuck out of there. They like, okay, bitch, we don't need you no more. We don't need that cooning no more. You love Stacey Dash after her coon ass?
Physically, I'm just thinking about Kanye West falls down.
Her black is
I honestly feel like the weird part about that is it's like when her cousin tried to basically say like, hey, look, she's gonna do what makes the money.
Talking about Dame?
And I'm just like, that's so fucking that's the problem. Like, black people, can we stop putting a price tag on our fucking dignity?
Yeah,
and start standing for the shit that's best for us as a people.
I think that's easier said than done. I definitely agree with you.
Yes,
but like if you have nothing, that don't apply to Stacey Dash.
Right, that's why I'm like, she had no incentive for this. Honestly, your relevancy hasn't existed for eons, so that's nothing new. You know what I'm saying? You got a bag. You know what I'm saying? You did your thing back in the day. You got a bag. You really could just duck off into obscurity, and your name would still be. It would hold its weight from what you've done. Like, okay, because we still know who you are. You say Stacey Dash, not gonna be like, who?
She can't do anything,
right? But we're not gonna. We still know who you were. Like, it's not like it falls off.
She's not even getting her bag from Coon, and she was getting her bag from BET. But that's why I'm getting her bag from black people.
And that's the killer. That's the thing. It's like she had no incentive to do this whatsoever.
So
like,
some people just want to be accepted so bad by white people. It's like a condition that they have to get rid of.
Yes, because they feel like that's the ultimate like validity on their life. Is like they accepted me, man. Fuck them.
I mean, honestly, that is big in our community. Even if you're looking at an actor or a singer or something, as soon as they cross over into white people liking them or buying their records or whatever,
all of a sudden
watching their movies,
universal,
then
right?
you getting that money now. You got white people at your shows, and it's always, even amongst our community, we have to fix that within ourselves to stop saying that boosted you up.
But it's
not nothing new. It's been passed down. I remember a close friend of my grandma's back in the day. He said he was talking. He was like, he was telling us a story. He said how a black doctor came out. He said, "Oh no, I don't want a black doctor. I need a white doctor. He's not gonna be fucking me up." You know what I'm saying? People have been conditioned like white is right and black is wrong. Like we're not educated. Like they're superior, and that's crazy because it's just not us millennials.
Feeding into that shit, and it's people ingrained in them.
And that's
30s,
so crazy.
The 40s, the 50s, the 60s.
And that's so because what in your right mind makes you think that a white woman from the suburbs is going to have your black son's best interest, or what makes you think a white doctor is going to think of your health as top notch and a black doctor is not? Like, what does you thrive in? It's the same education, but then it's like, what makes you think that they're going to treat you better when that does not benefit them none?
Right. They don't get anything right.
By you being healthy or you being smart, that helps propel the community that they're a part of.
They have more to prove. They got something to prove. by their success, so they're more prone to want to do their very best because, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't just reflect upon them as an individual, it reflects upon black people in that demographic. Exactly. So it's like, oh yeah, if you fuck up, then it's black doctors fuck up. It's not just you. That's your representation of everyone, whether you want to be or not, and that's how they perceive us. So when one person does it, it's, oh yeah, that's how they are. That's what they do. And it's so crazy
because it's some, not up to par black doctors or black educators or whatever, but there are some exactly of a different race. Like
every demographic has slackers. We don't own the monopoly on that shit. Like all races have it.
And we do actually hold the monopoly on the knowledge and the.
on slacking. Like any race will have a slacker or someone who's just not, who's cutting corners and what have you. It's not just on us.
Right, but you rather a white person, like that is a sickness. And you really have to look deep down into yourself. And if you do feel like that, don't feel that bad. Because it's post-traumatic slavery and you have to get yourself out of that. But if you continue to and you just don't
I actually go out of my way to make sure I have black doctors, to be honest. Like when I switched insurance providers and I had to pick my doctors, I was going through it. They had little pictures. I'm like,
would you look at the names like Jackson, Johnson?
No, they had pictures and everything. Yeah. But I was like, but I picked my primary doctor, my OBGYN are black female doctors. Mm-hmm. And I want to support black people.
I need more black female doctors. When we're done, make sure you give me...
And I have this holistic doctor that I'm about to start. She's a black lady. So I'm definitely even down for that too. But just to get that sickness out the way. But then there are other coons. Who else? Stephen A. Smith's...
Steve Harvey.
Steve Harvey too.
Oh my God.
Grade A, upper echelon, Hall of Fame, first ballot.
4-button suit wearing ass coon.
Yes.
Huge ass.
And you know that
Dove bar soap tooth ass coon.
And you might see them thriving for a moment.
Ray Lewis.
Exactly.
Oh my God.
I got so many.
But the moment they're not needed, or the moment the white supremacists have had enough, Fox have enough, they discard you, and then you're
down by the riverside.
And you can't go back to your community. Look at what's her name, Chrisette Michelle. She wanted to coon it up, and she
was going to come back up with us and be like,
come back. So
no,
cooning does not get you far. So think twice before you start cooning it up for a little bit of extra butter biscuit.
Because you're only going to be at that. You're only going to be at the table with them for a hot second. Then it's back to the maid's quarters, and you're going to try to
accept you.
Ever.
Exactly. And it's okay. And it's fine. You know
if they don't, then they just don't. That's their issue. It's not, you don't make it your problem. That's a you problem. If you don't accept us, that's a you issue. Guess what? Sucks to be you. Life goes on. I'm not going to sit here and, beg and plead and shuck and jive and get on my step and fetch it shit to get you to accept me.
Europeans quickly forget that it was us. It was the African Moors that came over there and taught you how to wipe your ass properly. We taught y'all how to cook. We taught y'all how to wear certain things. We taught you how to raise your kids. We taught y'all math and science.
We raised your kids.
But I'm talking about like in ancient times. We really taught y'all civilization. So if you think that we're less than, you really tripping. But it's fine if you do, but we're not trying to be accepted by that. And that's how, I want.
And there's never any logic behind it, though. That's the crazy part. They follow this ideal that they're superior to us, and there's never any... How? Explain how.
It doesn't make any sense.
Well, why don't you guys just work instead of getting on welfare? Nigga, y'all got the highest demographic if you want to be technical.
And more white people on welfare.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what's another type of cooning? And you guys may not agree with me. I hate how black people who are not doing anything criticize the black people who are. Like, what does protesting going to do? This and that. How can you critique people who are trying to do
what
something?
What is doing nothing going to do?
It never
probably less than protesting. But that's it. What is tweeting about it going to do? Do you not realize how impactful Twitter has been for a lot of these issues that would have got swept under the rug if somebody did not stir up some shit and make it go viral on Twitter, and we actually forced the media to pay attention to shit that they would have swept under the rug. So let's not negate it. But when you're sitting on your ass, you really can't tell me what this is going to do, because I'm pretty sure that is doing way less.
Because it's better to try and fail than fail to try. At least you're trying.
But that is a form of cooning, because if you're not going to support the movement, then just shut up. Just don't say nothing.
You can always shut up.
You can scroll by and not say nothing. But it's the ones who always try to break it down and nitpick and pick it apart. Right. You're counterproductive as fuck. Shut up.
Right.
And what's the generation before us? What were we just talking about this?
Generation X, I want to say.
those be the ones that be doing it.
Yes. And my thing is, if you want to criticize something, that's fine, because we need criticism. If you want to say, why protest or whatever, how about suggest something? Okay, be like, in addition to protesting, let's do this.
See, that's the thing. That's dealing in solutions. I don't want to deal in problems. I want to deal in solutions. Don't tell me, what is this going to do? Offer a solution or hit it with this joint.
Exactly.
Throw that shit away and be quiet, because you're not helping, you're hindering. And some people see that shit and they actually feed into it. Yeah, well, enough people downplay something and bandwagon ass spammers feel like, okay, yeah, they agree with it. They got to
put that negative vibe out there.
Exactly. Don't be negative and don't be counterproductive. If you're not going to help, that's cool. It's not. Maybe it's not your lot in life. Just shut
criticize
up
it and just
and play the background.
Right. A lot, and we're going to talk about that too in future shows. If you guys want to hear about this topic, let me know. I want to do a topic. I was talking to Sean about it, about Generation X versus the Millennials.
Oh,
and
talk to Sean about it.
Yeah. So
I didn't even want to go.
No, I'm cutting this hair, girl. Don't even play.
She was cut.
On your hair.
She's giving me a little tattoo.
And he had the audacity to wear a hat.
No, it's cool. I understand.
Wow.
Yo, you see how you
stop disrespecting her words.
You try to put black people against each other. A barber and a client. That's we were just talking about that.
I'm just saying. You could be advertising for her right now with your hat off.
You always do, though.
Take your hat off. Let them see how crisp it is.
Okay, you know what?
She did that.
I did.
This show was brought to you by Sabray's Barbering.
It damn sure was. All right, y'all. Yes, so be on the lookout for that show. We got a couple of shows that we've been meaning to do. Well, I know one for sure. But we're going to get to them. And thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share. And that's it. I already accepted all the videos that I'm
No, I mean like the we want to thank you guys for that.
Yeah, we're gonna do it separate. Okay. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. See you next time on the Sabre Show Live.
All right.